Hello my friends, Wayne here for ZombieKitty, and today is finally the day. A gameplay trailer for State of Decay 2, the highly anticipated sequel to Undead Labs' genre-altering zombie apocalypse survival simulation game, has landed at Microsoft's E3 2017 stage. In this video I will be talking about the trailer itself, the gameplay mechanics that are on show, and a bit of general analysis and speculation in regards to the new features that could potentially be right in front of our eyes right now. So, in the first 60 seconds of the video, as you can see, we are greeted to a scenario that looks like it was taken directly from the first State of Decay's Lifeline DLC. The army has taken hold of a safe zone, but before long it all goes to hell. We then see the survivors of the army enclave hop into a chopper and abandon their post, leaving all of the compromised soldiers and civilians to their fate. What's left, however, is the small group of survivors in this trailer that follow that were not extracted, and all signs point to this small band of abandoned souls being the 4 people that the player and 3 other friends or strangers take control of in this brand new story, a cooperative story that sees us return to the Danforth apocalypse in the heart of Trumbull Valley. One thing that is very interesting, however, is how the trailer cuts from a cinematic and jumps straight into gameplay during the recruitment of the 4th survivor. This looks to me to be a throwback to the Stranger in Trouble missions from the first State of Decay game. Based on this, we can assume that this popular feature for recruiting new survivors to your base camp will return in the sequel. The narration also puts emphasis on choosing who you will recruit, once again making me jump to the conclusion that much like the first game, survivors will have their own unique personality traits, skill sets, and general pros and cons, which will force you to make a tough decision. Are they worth bringing along, or will you leave them to die? The trailer then takes us to the supremely awesome, oh shit it looks awesome, first look at the new potential home sites. The narration then asks us how we will choose a place to call home, how we will build it, and how we will work together to defend it. The first home site that we see looks eerily similar to the Church of Ascension, our first real home site in the original State of Decay, only much bigger and with much more space to build it in our own image, both to look badass and for the defensive purposes, of course. However, it has already been confirmed that there will be 3 playable maps in State of Decay 2, all of which are larger than the map in the first game. So, exactly how many home sites will there be across 3 maps, and how will we make a decision as to which home site is better than the rest? With an emphasis on cooperative gameplay, to me it seems as though such a decision will come down to a group vote based on defensive capabilities of the home site, the size of the home site, the size of your current group of survivors, and of course their abilities and skill sets. This is where the trailer takes a very interesting turn. We are given our first look at scavenging, where the narration asks us what risks will we take when we get hungry or cold, and what actions will we take when our family starts tearing itself apart. So much to talk about here, guys, but firstly, we see one character breaking into a house and searching it, while another stands guard. This is obviously where the co-op is going to shine in State of Decay 2. Foraging and searching for gear and resources was always difficult in the original State of Decay because you yourself were responsible for everything, making sure the area is safe, actually searching for the loot and resources, and then getting the hell out of there and making sure you get back to base camp without dying in order to deposit the resources to further your survival. Secondly, we see what looks to be another throwback to State of Decay's Mercy Shot missions. We see a wounded survivor with a gun to her head. The narration then asks us, will we choose to end a life or will we choose to save it? Followed by the wounded survivor being injected with a vial of some description. In the original State of Decay, a Mercy Shot mission was simply to take a survivor out and end their suffering. There was no cure for a Mercy Shot mission. However, does this small clip indicate that our survivors have found a cure of some sorts that can keep a sick, injured or dying survivor alive if we choose to do so? If so, how will we find this miracle potion? This to me looks to be a brilliant new feature. If it is a new feature, if I am analysing this clip correctly, it will give us, the player, more options and even allow us to save our favourite survivors from mercy shot missions. Something which was never possible in the first game. Just ask Alan Gunderson. That ended badly. Throughout the gameplay trailer, we see all of our favourite freaks return, including the Screamer, the Bloater and the Feral, but the trailer saves the best for last. In the closing moments, we are given our first look at the Juggernaut. Yes! Everyone's favourite fatty makes a triumphant comeback in State of Decay 2, and if the trailer is anything to go by, he is more dangerous than ever. We see a survivor being ripped apart before the big bastard is taken down with some sweet ass ninja moves that we can only hope are indicative of new and more varied combat mechanics. State of Decay 2 has been announced for a spring 2018 release date, and I personally couldn't be more hyped or excited to get my hands on the latest zombie apocalypse survival simulation game from Undead Labs. 4-player co-op, 3 new maps to explore, a new story, and so many more features potentially hinted at in this short trailer. Are you guys excited for State of Decay 2? Sound off in the comments below with your thoughts on the gameplay trailer from E3, and here's hoping the game will be worth the wait, but to me, if the trailer is anything to go by, it definitely will be. Thank you for watching, my friends, all the best, and goodbye.
How will you survive?